welcome to Gamescom. We're actually here in the very, very loud Activision side of things, looking at Black Ops 2, and it's so crazy and loud. And we've managed to get Jay, who's going to introduce himself and tell us a little bit more about what we can look forward to in Black Ops 2.
Excellent. My name is Jay Prier. I'm the Director of Brand Development. And as you mentioned, we're here at Gamescom, and we're going to talk about Black Ops 2. So,
go for it.
All right, so what's new this year for us is you got a chance to play with the Pick 10. So you're going to be able to go ahead and be able to pick 10 pieces of content and the traditional creator class, where in the past you've had a primary, a secondary, very slot-based system. This time around, players will be able to choose whatever 10 pieces of content they want.
It's quite a crazy system because in the previous games you've always had, the ability to customize stuff to a certain point, and you've had things like perks and the kill streaks and all that kind of jazz. But with the Pick 10 system coming into play of your actual weapons and everything, you can take out your secondary if you don't want it and put in something that you do want, like extra grenades, and that's an amazing amount of customization.
Absolutely, we think the players are going to love it. So to your point, if you wanted to, you could actually use what we're calling wild cards that actually break the system a little bit, in the sense that it adds the ability to be able to pick 2 perks in the same category. So it really gives the players a lot of customization to be able to go in and say, to your point, if you want to walk around with just a knife, a couple of perks, extra tactical grenades and lethal grenades, you can go ahead and do that.
Now, to put it in perspective, it's to load out with an entire base kit of stuff is 10. You can't get any wild cards with the standard kind of layout, so you do have to sacrifice something to pick one up.
Yeah, so it's obviously the players, it's a choice, right?
Yeah.
So if you don't want a secondary as an example, you can go ahead and pick something else.
But if you do want a secondary, then you're fair and welcome to take it.
Absolutely, but again, for the first time, you actually can pick a wild card that allowed you to get 3 attachments on your gun.
Now, speaking of attachments, you've done something a bit different this time around. Anything that affects the weapon is now an attachment.
Correct. So in the past, as an example, if you wanted steady aim, right, that was a perk that you would use in one of your slots.
Yes.
In this particular case, you can actually use the laser sight that actually increases hip fire, so you actually see it in the environment. So as a player comes up to you as you're getting shot and he does an ADS, you'll actually be able to see the laser sight in the environment, so you know, oh, okay, he must be using that attachment.
And there are some crazy attachments. You've got some really weird things going on there.
Well, our multiplayer exclusively takes place in 2025.
Yes.
So we've been able to go ahead and use some of that technology with, like as an example, one of the score streaks is the Guardian, which is a microwave.
Yeah.
Right, that's a crowd control weapon. A crowd control score streak. But then you also have the MMS, which actually pulses the environment. So if somebody's standing behind something, you actually can see them in that.
That was the one that they showed us, because we saw the presentation and he was showing off and he was like, this is actual tech. The military has this tech at the moment, but they actually put it on walls and can see through the wall that way. So
right.
we've gone with, because we're setting it in a little bit in the future, by this point we think that they would have it available on their weapons, so we've taken that liberty, and that's crazy.
Absolutely. So one of the core foundations for Call of Duty has always been this, idea of authenticity, plausible reality, and the things that we've introduced in 2025. The team back at Treyarch has done a lot of research on, all right, this is what they can do now, but obviously if future teaches us anything, things generally get a little bit smaller and a little bit more powerful.
Okay, so mentioning the weapon attachments and all that kind of stuff, how do you go about getting them?
So, we haven't talked about, all the leveling right now.
Yeah.
But basically what will happen is, as you progress, as you reach different ranks, it will unlock more content for the player to choose from.
Okay, but you were mentioning a token?
Yeah, so what will happen is, as you level up, let's say you get to be a captain, so many pieces of content will open up, and then you actually earn a token to be able to buy whatever equipment that you want into your arsenal.
But the token doesn't unlock everything, so you do have to be specific with what you want.
Absolutely. Again, offering that player choice, right? And so it's like, all right, what do I need to be successful, what are those pieces of content, whether it be a perk, an attachment, a gun, really looking at it and giving the player as much options as possible.
It also allows them to really pick and choose what they want first and foremost.
Correct.
So we've mentioned the weapons, we've mentioned the attachments, but you're bringing some new game modes with you with this.
We're very excited about that. So the two things are, well, there's a couple of different modes that we're introducing, but one is this concept of multi-team. So for the first time, you can actually play up to 6 factions on one map. So it starts to get pretty crazy.
That's hectic.
It's crazy. So what we're showing here today is MultiTeam Deathmatch, where it's 4 teams of 3.
Right.
Yes. So everybody, it's like basically 3 on 9. So really that idea of small tactical teams that need to talk and communicate to control certain areas of the map. The other mode that we're showing here at Gamescom is called Hardpoint, and it's really this concept of King of the Hill, where your squad needs to control certain areas of the map in order to score points.
That's quite crazy. So how many maps are you showing up at Gamescom at the moment?
At the moment on the floor we have 4 maps. One is called Aftermath, which takes place in Los Angeles.
Yep.
We've got Turbine that takes place in Yemen. We actually have a map in Yemen as well, and we're showing Cargo, which takes place on the docks of Singapore.
Cargo looks quite fun.
Cargo is crazy. So in that particular map, because it takes place on the docks, we actually have the ability to where a crane will come in and move some of the cargo containers around, so it actually changes the light sight lines and the way that map interacts.
And if you combine that with the multi-team, then it's pure chaos, but
it's mayhem at its best.
Great fun. Well, Jay, do you want to give people the website address where they can go to find out more?
Sure. All this information is available at callofduty.com.
Excellent. Jay, thank you very much for your time.
My pleasure. All right, take care.